All right, we are live. Trying to go live on Instagram.
Cool. Let's go.
And let's see. All right, I think it's working. Nice.
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. Welcome to Real Talk Baseball. I am Will Power, joined by Kevmo. It's been a long time, man. How you been, dude?
It's been, it has been way too long. I've been great, actually. I've been doing all right. And just, I'm so glad baseball is here and kicking off and going.
Yeah, unfortunately for our Dodgers, they're not doing so hot as we talked about right before we went live. But
now's the time, though. Rather now.
Yeah, I'd rather them get hot towards the end of the season rather than, right now. Like, I feel like right now they're kind of like, especially like Yamamoto, kind of like working out the kinks. He's had a couple good starts, but I think when you transition from, the Korean League, Japanese League, any other type of league that uses a different baseball, it's a little bit harder to kind of transition into Major League Baseball.
For sure. Yeah.
It's kind of like the same thing, like these guys that just do so well in like the PCL that hit like 40 home runs, and then they end up going to MLB and they're just they're not there yet.
I think it feels a little bit rougher to see too when you see Imanaga doing what he's doing, and you're like, wait, what? Yeah. But I think that's just something that's kind of more of an off than Yamamoto. I think he'll get it together. He's a stud. He'll be fine. But
dude,
it just hurts a little bit more when you see Imanaga doing his thing.
He's really young, but he won that what was it called? Like the Imanasha Award?
Yeah.
I forgot what the award is called, but it's basically the Cy Young equivalent.
Cy Young
wasn't it like 3 years in a row?
Yeah, and MVP, like I think, on one of the years.
And MVP, yeah. So I really don't think there's a lot to worry about. I think it's just early on. It could be a lot of nerves because, they paid him all this money. So you're expecting a lot from a guy like that. But, it is what it is for now.
It is what it is.
All right. So we have a lot of baseball to talk about.
Yes,
Usually
sir.
I am the host of Real Talk Fantasy Baseball, but Ernie and Carlos are taking the weekend off to spend the holiday with their families. So
much deserved. Good for you guys.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a while since they had a day off. I actually took a week off when I went to Puerto Rico with my wife. We were celebrating our 10-year anniversary. So
nice. Oh, congrats! I didn't know that. 10 years.
Yeah, thanks, man.
That's legit. Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone needs a day off once in a while, right?
Absolutely.
All right, so Kevmo and I will be filling in for them. Today on the show, we have Acuña, the best position player of our generation, is struggling right now and just got injured. We're hoping it's not going to be more than 10 days, but it really looks like it's going to be.
Oh, it's for sure.
Paul Skeens, is he cocky or confident? Ellie's City, 333 batting average at Dodger Stadium, and apparently he was born there. Well, let's talk about that in a little bit.
Talk about it, yeah.
And is San Diego native Rey Mysterio jealous of Los Angeles? Couple ridiculous umpire ejections. Harper helping a local kid out. A Bellinger safer out questionable call. And Ohtani bobblehead. So like I said, we got a lot to go through today.
Let's do it.
Let's go. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do the fantasy intro since I don't feel right doing
their intro.
Yeah, it's their images. Let's put some from the fantasy show.
Let's do it.
If it comes to the point where I see Matt Olson there, and I know that Bryce Harper and Pete Alonso are still waiting in the wings, like maybe a round or two later, I think I'm passing on Matt Olson.
They're hitting home run after home run after home run. I was like, holy crap, like it's the old Altuve,
And I'm going after guys like Austin Riley that's going to hit close to 40 home runs with a decent batting average.
It has nothing to do with the luxury tax or any of that stuff, dude. It's just the owners want to bring a champion to a team. They're going to do whatever it takes.
That's right.
All right. There we go. All right. So first thing we got to talk about is the former MVP from last season, National League MVP, who was the first player to get 40 home runs and 70 stolen bases. Is that ever? I think that was ever, right?
Yeah, I think so.
At least for the National League.
It
was either ever or it's been like a really long time, but I'm pretty sure it was ever. So, all right, take a look at this video that I made, man.
See it.
Right here, we have Acuña. He's tries to get picked off. The pitcher tries to pick him off, and originally the umpire called him safe, but then under review, look at that dude. He's like a half a step away from first base once he actually like reviews the play. This one, easy out, dude.
Yeah, for
easy
sure.
out. Man, look at the umpire. He's like all excited.
Yeah, he's like, you got him. You're out. Yeah.
Now the thing with this one though, dude, this was two pickoffs in the same game, dude.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's the second one right there.
Yeah. And to be fair, this is a pretty solid
this one was a little bit closer than the last one, but oh man, 3 pickoffs?
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Acuña, what's going on, man?
The first one was pretty atrocious. This one, this one's bad too, but this one, like the move is good, the throw's good. Alonso's off the bag, so he gets that little cheat too. So this is good. Like this is a good.
Yeah, look at that.
Move, but still, yeah.
And then look at this one. Oh my god, terrible! That is so bad, dude.
Bad.
National League MVP and drops just a routine fly ball.
Yeah.
Like, why are you standing so far back, man? Get up on the ball, catch the ball.
Now, okay, I know we're gonna get into it. So the pickoffs, I think that can be like attributed a little bit to that injury that in before the season, and then maybe that was been lingering, leading to what happened today. But I think the dropping the easy fly ball, I don't know, man. I feel like
there's no excuse for that.
That's just something in his head. That's got to be something in his head.
I mean, we've always said like when Altuve, when the scandal came out and he was struggling on defense, just making routine plays, throws, fielding, like whatever it was, he just wasn't in it, and I think that is maybe that's something that's going on with Acuña also. But then I was also thinking about, who's the guy that threw the no-hitter? Domingo Germán?
Yeah.
From the Yankees?
Yeah.
Said that he was on something, that he was on pills or he was drinking or something like that during that start. So he was actually not in his right mind, but he played great.
Played out of his head.
I was thinking like, stuff like this that Acuña is going through, is he on something? Maybe like underlying he's he was in pain. He had a big injury.
A point, bro. That's a good point.
Is he hooked on pain pills? Like, is this kind of like messing up with his game? I don't know. He played great last year, so I don't know what the problem is this year.
Right. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I think the main thing that you can speculate all you want. I think the main thing is that injury that happened before the season. I feel like that could be lingering, and then that's attributing to his poor performance. And then because of that, I think he's just in his head, like, I'm supposed to be this guy. Look what I did last year. And then he's just like almost just either trying to do too much or feels like he doesn't have to. But the injury today, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Let's take a look at this video now.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so here we have Acuña laying on the ground, obviously in major pain right here. So I do want to point out something so we posted this video on Instagram earlier today.
Yeah.
And once he hits the ground and we get a close-up of his legs, let's kind of take a look, because there was someone on Instagram that said it looks like his calf or his leg is already kind of like swollen. Yeah. So I'm wondering if he was already injured, and then this was just kind of like, man, his knee just buckled right there.
Yeah, dude. And so a non-contact injury like this is worse than a contact injury typically, depending on obviously like the type of contact or whatever. But for baseball, a non-contact injury is definitely going to be worse than if he got hit by a ball, like in his leg or whatever. So this is bad. I mean, not to whatever, but like I used to be a paramedic, and the way that this injury goes down, I saw something that he's saying that he's planning on. He wouldn't be surprised if he misses about a month. I feel like that is a generalization. Like if it's a sprained meniscus or a sprained MCL or something, it's about that. But if it comes back worse, MRI comes back worse, and it's surgery, it's a wrap, dude.
Honestly, man, I think a month is wishful thinking.
I think so too. I think longer than that. It's gonna, in my opinion, it's gonna be 6 to 8 weeks, or worse.
I think he'll be lucky to get 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I think that's the best case scenario.
He just dropped, dude. Now he did walk off the field on his own account.
How many ACLs in football have you seen the guys tear and then walk off?
Exactly. Dude. I know a bunch of dudes that have torn meniscus, and they walk around with it torn. Right. They can't run on it.
Yeah,
but
you can't be Acuña.
Walk on it with a little bit of pain in every step, But yeah, it is not good for Ronald Acuña or the Braves, who already lost Spencer Strider. If they lose Acuña for the season, I'm willing to bet that their season's over.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Phillies fans are rejoicing right now,
for sure.
man. They are so happy. Yeah. Not necessarily that a player got injured, but that's just one less threat that they have to worry about.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I mean, they've already been putting it to the whole league as it is. And then, I mean, with Strider going down, they were like, okay. And then if Acuña goes down, they're going to be like, I mean, you still – the Braves won it the year without Acuña that 2 years ago or whatever it was. So, I mean, obviously it's possible. Any team can get hot, and they have enough of good players to still be competitive. But, I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, the problem back then, I mean, the problem now is like the pitchers that they had a couple seasons ago, like a lot of them are still on the team, but they're just not any good anymore. Like, look at Charlie Morton.
Yeah, he's washed. He's
washed.
He's like 50, so he's up there. Yeah.
For some guys like Max Scherzer and Verlander, they could do that for a while.
To be fair, they got Sale now though, and Sale's been
But how long is that going to last?
Sure, you can't. The thing is you can't count anyone out, of course, but absolutely. I mean, even as a Dodger fan, like I don't wish injury on anyone, but this makes the path a little bit easier, obviously.
There were three powerhouses going into. Oh, actually, no, there were only two powerhouses going into the season in the National League. That was the Braves and the Dodgers, and then the Phillies are just winning out of nowhere.
They're
no one really expected them to be on fire like they are now. But now it makes the Braves a little less worrisome, and we should definitely be focusing on the Phillies right now.
Right. Absolutely.
And they don't even have Trey Turner, and they're still winning
games.
They're
killing it, dude. I know. Hey, don't let John hear this, but they're a force to be reckoned with for sure. So,
hopefully he's watching right now.
I know. I bet he is.
Yeah, the Phillies, man. I know, not to take anything away from them, but they have been playing teams that are under 500. Since the beginning.
And hopefully they're peaking now. How many times have you seen the Dodgers in July? July to or June to July have like this win streak where they're just like unstoppable, and then right before playoffs time go down.
I mean, I really hope not, because it'd be nice to see like
duke it out,
Phillies and Dodgers in the National League Championship Series.
Like NLCS,
dude. Yeah,
that would be awesome. And you know me, I'm a Bryce Harper guy too, so that's fun. That'd be fun. So
you got Bryce Harper versus Mookie. You got Matt Olson versus Freddie Freeman, former Braves first baseman versus the current first baseman. That Austin Riley hasn't been hitting, but eventually he's going to find his stride.
Yeah, if you're talking about if we go Braves, Braves, Dodgers.
Yeah.
Talking about if it's Phillies, I mean, Turner, former Dodger, it's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, Zach Wheeler's been on top of it. Ranger Suarez has been on top of it. Nola's actually doing better than I expected. I expect
he still has his blow. Yeah, he still has his blow up starts,
but usually he has like 3 or 4 by now, and I think he's only had like 1.
Yeah, one or
he's looking really good.
So, looking better for sure.
All right, so that was Ronald Acuña, and now there's a player that he's only made 3 starts so far.
3 starts.
But, I mean, this might be like the next man. Let's take a look at this real quick. I don't know if I actually put the audio in there. Let's see.
Have a sample size at AAA and now at this level as well. How do you think you're looking forward to that challenge of the way hitters might be adjusting to you and having that chess match throughout the game?
I mean, go ahead and adjust. Good luck. I'm ready for it.
No to Spencer Strider and saying yes to Paul Skeens. So what do you think about this, man? Let's say future. Let's say 3 years from now. Skeens versus Strider. Who do you have as the better Cy Young candidate?
I mean, there's a lot that goes into this, but I mean, it's Skeens, dude. And I think a big part of it is I mean, it's the pedigree. Like Strider obviously had some pedigree too, but like not. It's it's not the same. Even when Skeens came up, it was this is the next best guy since since Strasburg. Strider didn't get that kind of hype. I mean, look at what Skeens has, and then I mean, there's as the kids will say these days or whatever. Like he's got the dog in him. Like he's just like he's there for the competition. He's bringing it on. He's going to have some starts where he gets blown up. He's going to have a start where like someone like Harper, hits a bomb off of him and pimps it a little bit. And, I think Skeens they'll get fired up, but I think he'll respect that as well. And I think that's lots of things. Good for the game, 100% good for the game. I mean, it's fantastic for the game.
I love the attitude, man.
Love it.
It's like it makes me like him even more,
It's 100%,
good
dude.
luck to the competition. Okay, so this is the question. Was that cocky or was that confidence to you?
Yes.
Yes to both?
Yeah, and you know what? Nothing wrong with that. You know who that reminds me of? Kobe Bryant, dude. That's a Kobe Bryant type of quote. And he was the
GOAT
in basketball. He was the GOAT, bro. Like he's gonna shut you down and he's gonna tell you he's gonna do it. I mean, same thing. It's like a Jordan quote, dude. It's like I'm not trying to compare his actual play, but like the verbal and like physical apparent confidence and cockiness is like that's what you get from those all-time great players. So obviously, in my opinion, the only thing that's gonna stop this kid is injury. And unfortunately, he's a pitcher who throws 100+ miles per hour, so that's obviously something that could happen. But I mean, fingers crossed, dude. I want this kid to not ever get hurt because he's just good for the game, dude.
Well, so this is one of the biggest things that I've noticed about Spencer Strider versus Paul Skeens. How tall is Spencer Strider?
5'8", 9?
5'9", I believe.
10, yeah, 9, yeah.
And how tall is Paul Skeens?
I mean,
I think he's 6'5".
6'5", yeah. I was gonna say.
So
he's different.
This type of body, he can throw 100 miles an hour and it can handle it. You know what I mean? Versus like a small guy like Spencer Strider, like you have to have like perfect mechanics to be able to throw as hard as Strider does. But with Paul Skeens, because he's long and lanky, it just
gets that whip,
extra whip, man. And the movement on his pitches, his slider is freaking crazy, man.
Well, I even saw on Baseball Savant, like Paul Skeens' his extension isn't even as great as some of these other guys, like which that could be something that he can maybe work on eventually. And I mean that could be game changing. But he's just got already the natural length and just like you said, like the pitcher's body to be able to do that he can throw that. Whereas Strider's extension is almost as far as it can be, and that's part of what makes it work for him because he's 5'9", 5'10",
Yeah.
It's very different. And yeah, I think, I mean, and like we said, we've got to take the injuries into account already. Strider's had one, Tommy John.
That's my city. This is my city.
My bad.
Nah, it's all good. But yeah, I mean, Strider's already had one. He's on his way to his second one, potentially. Hopefully he just missed it, but you never know. I do have a quick little thing that I heard about Skeens. He was pitching for West Point initially. He was in Army or whatever. His head coach watched him pitch, and I guess if you have like 2 years under your belt at West Point, past 2 years, then you have to do like commitment time to the military. His head coach was like, "You're gone, dude." And Skeens was like, "What?" And he was like, "You're way too good. You need to go to a different school because you're going to be in the pros." And he was like, "Oh, I want to be in the military." And he was like, "No. Do it after. Do it after if it doesn't work out. Like you're gonna be pro." Goes to LSU. Look what he does. Look where he's at. Like, so hats off to that coach.
College World Series. This dude was drafted last season while he was still in college. Ended up finishing
the World Series.
College, the College World Series, and that's actually the only reason why he didn't make his debut last season.
For sure. All those extra innings
brought him up as a September call-up, but
I think so too,
his innings were just so high already because he was a workhorse, dude.
Yeah, and he had to build that back up because he had lots of innings under his arm, which is something that, this season, in a way, it's kind of nice that maybe Pittsburgh isn't going to be competing because I think that they'll dial it back when comes to it, and then he can kind of start the season fresh next year and do his thing, So
we were talking about Paul Skeens on our fantasy show this past Thursday, and he was actually my sell high candidate that I brought up because, you know, he only pitched 110 innings last season total.
Sure.
So what's his total going to be like this season? You know?
Yeah, redraft, of course.
Yeah, in a redraft league for sure.
Yeah.
But I was saying, like, if he pitches 6 innings every start, he could probably have another 20 starts. But is he really only going to go 6? You know, and every single start, I think in the beginning of the season, they were limiting him a lot. You know, first few starts were only 3 innings. Second couple were like 4 innings. And then ever since then, he's been going 5 or 6, which is great. But eventually when he gets built up and it gets warmer like it is now, dude, over here, it was like 90 today. So, you know, Pittsburgh away from where I'm at near Philadelphia, the weather's not too different. So the weather's getting it's baseball weather. It's coming up, you know.
Right.
So we're gonna see a lot of these guys start to get stretched out a little bit better. Starting pitchers go deeper in the rotation. So the only thing that I think about Skeens is Pittsburgh doesn't really have the track record of developing starting pitchers. Look at Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole wasn't considered like an ace until he got traded to Houston, you know, and Chris Archer, after he left Pittsburgh, you know, he became an ace. Was Tyler Glasnow? Glasnow was on the Pirates also, right? And then look at him now, dude. He's like an ace on the Dodgers, you know. So let's see. We got a couple comments. Let's see who's over there.
What's up?
We got Garrett Bleakley says,
up,
go Phillies. Braves and Dodgers suck.
All right.
It's actually my buddy from work. He's probably drunk. Go home. Go to sleep.
We'll see you in the CS, buddy. Hopefully.
All right. And then Anthony Sandoval. That's cool. I didn't know that. And then he says Acuña out for the season. So I'm thinking that's what he was talking about. Acuña says breaking news: torn ACL knee. So is that what it is?
Yep.
I called it, man. Jeez.
There it is.
There's the news, man.
The news.
You know what, though? That's fine because they already lost Strider. It would suck to have Strider back next season, and then Acuña goes down next season. You know, at least you lose both of them in the same season. They're both really young still. They come back next season, and they're healthy.
Dude, this puts the Braves in a weird spot. I mean, it's still super early. You just see what happens, and maybe Michael Harris picks it up, and you know they
all of them, dude. There's so many guys that are struggling on the Braves right now. Olsen, Riley, Harris, you know, even Ozzy Albies. Like he's had some shining moments, but he's been struggling lately too.
Right. So if they fall out of it, you know, sooner rather than later, do they sell or do they just kind of try to regroup till next season? I think it depends on some of the people, but like you were saying with Chris Sale, like
how long is he going to stay healthy?
Right.
He hasn't been able to stay healthy in years, you know, ever since White Sox, you know, or like the first season with the Red Sox.
You know? Yeah. I mean, that's something I could see. Like maybe, you know, so we'll see. I think it's going to be interesting to watch how the Braves progress going forward with their 2 best players going down, you know, before June. Crazy.
Man. Regarded as one of the best pitchers in baseball. And
then
the other player was the best position player in baseball. Crazy crap.
Crazy.
All right. So Garrett says Braves record is closer to the Nationals than the Phillies.
True.
Yeah, they've been underperforming as well. The 2 National League teams that everyone thought was just going to blow everyone away, and you know the Dodgers and the Braves. They're just they aren't winning too many games right now. And of course, Garrett being the hometown boy from, you know, where I'm living now in Philadelphia area, like of course he's going to be a huge fan. I've actually been to a couple of games with him. He's a fun guy.
That's cool. Heck yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next one. I kind of ruined this a little bit, but so Elly De La Cruz, he has a .333 batting average with 14 hits, 2 home runs, 4 RBI, 10 runs in 10 games at Dodger Stadium. And let's see what Elly De La Cruz had to say about that.
Estamos en mi ciudad. That's my city. This is my city.
He says that's his city, and then the journalist was asking him, so what do you mean by that? Like, were you born here? And Elly De La Cruz said, yeah, I'm from here, which was actually, I don't know if he just misunderstood or something like that. So actually he did reiterate later on, and he said that when he was younger, he used to play a lot of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And because he was driving around LA so much, he just knew the city. He would drive around Dodger Stadium on the video game, and he just learned how to navigate around the city. So, dude, I'm kind of wondering, is this kind of like Elly De La Cruz dropping hints that potentially he'd
like to play in LA?
Maybe 3 batting average with a couple bombs, and
that's cool. We need a shortstop.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, Mookie wants to play second. We're good.
A 6'8" shortstop with a cannon
sounds...
for an arm and hits the ball 120 miles an hour.
Yeah,
sure,
sounds great.
Go ahead, come on over. You look good in blue, man.
Yeah, you'd probably look great in blue. GTA 5 is so realistic. You can drive around Compton.
All right, so let's say Garrett is saying Edmundo Soda is better than Cruz. I'm assuming you mean Elly De La Cruz. Yeah, but yeah, Edmundo Sosa and Elly De La Cruz, and I think the numbers are a little bit misleading about Elly De La Cruz because he hits the ball on the ground so much that eventually it's going to even out. He's going to hit more line drives, and it's just going to get out, But for now, he's on pace for 100 stolen bases, and he hits the ball 120 miles an hour. You can't take that away from him. No. Edmundo Sosa hits the ball, 88 miles an hour
on average, for sure.
Maybe like little solid base hits once in a while, but not a superstar. Sorry, Garrett. All right, and then Tony says GTA 5 is so realistic you can drive around Compton.
That's hilarious.
I have not played any of the GTAs since San Andreas. That was, geez, what system was that? Was that PlayStation 2?
PlayStation 2, brother. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that was PlayStation 2. I think that was like my generation, like when I was like 16 years old or something.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm an oldie. Not like Kevmo over here that hasn't even hit 30 yet, right?
No, I'm 30. I'm 30.
Oh, are you 30?
Yeah.
Nice. I got 10 years on you, and in about a week I'll have 11 years on you.
Oh, there you go.
Fortunately. All right, so Garrett says Sosa, damn fat fingers. Yeah. That's all right. I got that problem too. I got some sausages right here. Daddy, would you like some sausage? If anyone knows what that movie's from, put it in the comments. Daddy, would you like some sausage?
You'll earn a free shout out.
Yeah, exactly. We'll shout you out on Instagram or wherever you want to shout out. All right, let's take a look at Garrett's boy from Philly, Bryce Harper. Check this out.
And for that, he already been fined for throwing his helmet there. And then Bryce, it didn't look like it was all that heated. It was strike 2 that he was upset about. So it's just way too early if you're the umpire to do this.
He was just having a
Bro, that is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
All he's doing is just having a conversation with this guy.
This is the first inning, no?
Yeah, it was the first inning. There was no cussing going on. It was just like telling him, like, hey, man, like, you're messing me up. Like,
right, bro. And even if he did drop an F-bomb, like kind of like that was effing bad or whatever. Like, I mean, I think it's still just a warning. It's the first inning. I mean, someone brought up a good point too that I mean, this isn't everything, but like a kid goes to watch Bryce Harper. This is this first game or something. He's like, I get to see Bryce Harper, and then he gets thrown out in the first. It's like, dude, come on. Don't try to be bigger than the game. Like, just have a conversation with him and be like, hey, I'm the umpire. Like, you don't say that, or else I'm gonna throw you out. He walks away. Good to go. Like,
I do have my own theory that I have another ejection video that I'm gonna put up in a minute, and I got my own theory that I kind of want to run by you. But first, I want to play this real quick.
Yeah.
Hi, Julia.
I'm going to Prom.
How's it going? Jake wants to actually Prom, so I thought I'd help him out. If you want to go to Prom with him. So will you go to Prom with him?
Yes!
Awesome! There you go. You got it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh my God.
Of course, Dad has to come out.
Oh, he's like, what?
Take Bryce Harper's hand, man.
Is that Harper? Oh,
bro,
shit.
okay. Yeah. So this is the question: how the hell did this guy get Bryce Harper to come to this girl's house and get him to ask this girl to prom for him?
That was one of my first things. I was like, I don't know if he knows him somehow, friend of a something, whatever it is. Super cool, by the way, for them to do that, him to do that in general. That makes me like Bryce Harper even more.
Yeah, and especially during the season.
Season, dude. I mean, and it was kind of funny. She was way more excited to see him than that she got, asked to prom, which.
But dude, this is going to be a core memory for forever, dude.
She's gonna tell her kids with some other guy, hey, my high school prom date. It's man.
Wow, that's so funny, dude. All right, like check this out again, and do me a favor and look at the front door. Look at the front of the house.
Yeah.
Bro, that front door, that front of the house costs more than my whole house, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
I am thinking that this kid, his parents, probably paid Harper, a couple grand or something.
Or
just out.
I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe his parents or or work for the Phillies,
like a doctor on
or something, something like the trainer.
Or maybe they made a donation to one of Harper's charities or something like that, man. But
something that's really cool though. Regardless of what it is, it's really cool.
Oh yeah, dude, so cool. All right, let's check out the comments. We got a couple more. All right, so.
No.
Do y'all agree with Harper ejection the other night? Umps are soft in today's game. No way, dude. See, this is the thing with Bryce Harper. He has an on-base percentage above 400 every single season. He knows the strike zone better than probably anybody else in the league.
Yeah.
And if he's the one saying that was not a strike, that was a ball, if I'm the umpire, I'm going to be like, all right, man, you've earned the benefit of the doubt.
Sure. He's one of the guys, yeah.
But – these umpires. Okay, I don't want to get too much into it because I got a comment.
Yeah, we got a lot of, but
all right. So Tony says umps are too soft. Completely agree.
Yeah.
Had to blow his DMs up on Twitter. Yeah, probably. I mean, that probably had something to do with it also.
Yeah.
But I still think that money was involved.
Probably.
I mean, look at the neighborhood.
Yeah, for sure. But going to the ejection, definitely not. Definitely don't agree with that. I think umps are, a little sensitive, but
yeah, agree. All right, let's go ahead and go to this next ejection. All right, so here we have an inside pitch, and it actually hits the batter. So the umpire is getting pissed off. Got anything else to say? You're gone. To Aaron Boone, right? So look at his mouth. Aaron Boone's not saying anything.
Chewing gum like a cow. Nothing.
Chewing gum like a cow. Checking his fingernails. Checking his manicure. Look at this. Aaron, you're done. And then all of a sudden he's saying, I didn't say anything. And then umpire says, I don't care who said it. You're gone. Dude, that is so ridiculous. So ridiculous. You don't even know who said it? He said it was in the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a different. Yeah.
Oh, this pissed me off, dude. What do you mean you don't care? I did not say a word. Aaron Boone should get an apology, a public apology.
Public apology, yeah.
Umpire. This was so ridiculous, dude.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I saw a different angle where you can clearly see the fan behind him say something.
Oh yeah, I got it on here. Watch.
There you go. Yeah, the guy in the blue, right there.
The guy in the oh shit.
Well, yeah, buddy in the blue.
There it goes. In the blue. He's saying, "Let's go,"
and just boom, right there.
Yep, right there, right after the guy in blue says something. There it is. Boom.
Yeah.
And this was the first inning as well, dude. This was the first inning. This was within the first 10 pitches of the game.
Insane, dude.
This is so ridiculous, dude. Okay, so honestly, this is my theory.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that MLB wants to introduce this electronic strike zone so bad that they are actually in on it with the umpires, telling them to make more ejections because of balls and strikes that are being argued about and stuff like that, because fans like us are getting pissed off that these players are getting ejected from the game. So eventually, once the electronic strike zone actually gets implemented, which they're saying it's 2026 now, not 2025.
Yeah, it won't be next year.
Then we'll be more like accepting to everything that's kind of going on, because it'll be like a robot voice in the umpire's ear telling them that, hey, this was a ball, this was a strike, this was a ball, and then they don't even have to make the judgment on that. All they have to make judgments about is check swings, You know, if they actually get to see like the check swing and plays at the plate, but even plays at the plate get to be overturned. You know, if there's a replay on it, which actually brings me to my next video. So let's take a look at this one real quick.
Ooh, I like this one.
Oh, wrong one. Oh no! I uploaded the wrong video. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
So with I mean, it's crazy because while you're doing that, I'll kind of fill in a little bit. So the with the electronic strike zone, oh, you got it. Oh no,
that's the wrong one too.
I heard, that they're gonna push it back a year and whatnot, but something that they're maybe thinking of doing, and I kind of like this idea at least to start, is maybe the challenge system, and maybe not doing that next year, but if start with that where, like I think they're doing it in the minors where. I think a hitter and a pitcher, I'm not sure, but they have at least, I think, 2 challenges for an entire game on whether a call is a ball or a strike. And then you can check the tape or whatever based on the electronic strike zone. And then I think they might start with that and then use that as a kind of like gauging of percentages if they want to work that in the future. So that might be a little bit better, at least, than just going straight electronic from the go.
Well, they've been doing it in the minor leagues for a little while now, so I feel like they had enough time to kind of get like a handle.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man, I think I messed up with this Bellinger safe out call. Oh well, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, no worries.
All right, so. I think I did have another video of. Nope, didn't upload that one either. All right.
So, well, I mean, we don't have the video, but for the belly, safer out call, what do you think about it? I mean, for those of you who didn't see, it was a bang bang play. The catcher comes in with both hands. The typical, not just the glove, but tag with both. I mean, I don't want to step on what you were going to say, maybe, but
no,
it's
I mean,
a bang play, and then their hands come off.
Yeah, that's the thing.
His throwing hand has the ball. Belly keeps sliding, normal hands up like he does when you slide feet first, kind of thing, and then he hits the hand. Ball comes loose. They call him safe. Game over. So I don't know.
I think as a catcher, it's your job to hold on to the ball, and Bellinger didn't he didn't mean to like swat the ball away from the catcher's hand. It was not intentional like we saw what A-Rod did, a few years ago.
Yeah, when he's running to first, yeah.
Right. So because this was unintentional, the catcher's job is to hold on to the ball. And if he doesn't hold on to the ball, and if it was not on a transfer, then it's his own fault. And I think the umpire was right in calling him safe.
I agree. And so that's where I'm at too. It takes me back to, A League of Their Own, the movie, where at the end the sister runs over the other sister and she falls.
Trucks her. Yeah.
And the ball falls out. Safe. Game over. It is what it is. Now, again, if it was very intentional, it's a different, we're having a different conversation, but it clearly wasn't, Belly's eyes are closed. And even if they're not, like, it's a bang, bang play. Like it just watching it, you can tell that it just so happened that he pulls the ball out with his throwing hand, his belly's sliding, it collides. Like you said, it's your job to hold on to the ball. You got to finish the play all the way through. He didn't. Yeah. Safe.
All right, I got the video now. Let's check this out.
Yeah, let's go. Here it is.
All right, Bellinger running home. Now he's out by a mile right there, but unfortunately, look at the ball. Look at the ball. The ball's rolling right there.
And the umpire points to it. Yeah. Yep.
Now we see this slow-mo replay. Bellinger with his hands up, just trying to keep his balance.
Yeah, normal. That's how people slide.
And then the catcher holds up the ball in his hand for some reason.
Yeah.
Gets bumped by Bellinger. Like, sorry, dude. That's your own fault.
Yep.
You got some weak hands not to be able to hold on to the ball.
Yeah. Keep it in your glove. That's
what they teach you in little leagues. You can't
hold it in your glove, and then you can. If you're gonna do two hands, you're holding the glove closed,
and you wait until the play is completely over
show the ball
before you show the ball.
He's he's mid tag, like here it is. Yeah.
All right. So I did have one more video that I wanted to add to this, which I did kind of mention before. It was Rey Mysterio. So I did forget to add this earlier, but I do have it in my Dropbox. I'm going to download that real quick.
Yeah,
and
Rey Mysterio.
Dude, I used to love Rey Mysterio. Did I ever tell you I used to be a professional wrestler?
Yeah, dude. You told me when we had lunch that one time. I was like,
right.
what? Yeah, that was crazy.
Man. That was some good times, dude.
That's funny.
Yeah, dude. If I could say anything to any young people listening, don't ever limit yourself, man. Like, you have to experience everything that you have. That's possible.
Yeah.
Like, if you've ever seen the movie Yes Man, like that's kind of like the gist of like kind of like what I'm going for. You know, it's like, don't say yes to everything, but if you have an opportunity to do something and you're probably never ever going to do it again, just take the opportunity. You know, I had an opportunity because my buddy was like, "Hey, I'm going to wrestling school. Do you want to go with me?" And I was like,
that's cool, dude. Just turn into
I was
more.
Like,
that's awesome.
Man, I kind of want to go with you. Let's go check it out. And so we ended up going to UPW that was in El Segundo, California. And it's the same school that John Cena went to before he got big. And I actually met Rey Mysterio there. He was he was helping train, some of the newer guys. And unfortunately, UPW closed down. And that was the end of that. But then my buddy and I ended up going to another wrestling facility in Stanton, California, which was called PWG, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. And I did some training there. And
that's cool.
Dude, we had this one guy. He was like 6'8", 6'9", big ass dude. He actually made it to NXT. He's the only one that actually like made it like from our crew. But he was so big, dude, that he would bounce off the ropes and he broke the ring a couple times.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's
crazy, man. Crazy. It was fun times. And unfortunately, I had access to a ring more near my house and I would go and practice. And I took a really bad bump and ended up breaking my tailbone. And that was the end of my my wrestling story, man. And then during that time in my recovery, because it's about a year recovery when you break your tailbone the way that I did.
Yeah.
My ex-wife ended up getting pregnant. So I had to get a second job just to, kind of make ends meet, especially living in California, man. Like the cost of living out there is just so high, which is one of the main reasons why I left, dude. But yeah, I had some great experiences, met some great people. And all right, let's check out this video from Rey Mysterio.
Oh, here we go.
Talk about Dodgers, Padres. Which team you following this year? Which team you're a big fan of? I knew you were at a couple games recently.
Yeah, well, my daughter's a big Dodger fan, and as much as I've tried to convince her to jump over to the Padres, I just can't do it. I'm hoping that once she sees the Padres take the lead, I'm hoping to convert her over to a Padre fan. I mean, we are from San Diego, so why root for the Dodgers, right?
All right, so once the Padres take the lead, so when's that going to be? Like, is she still going to be alive by that time?
What are we talking about? Take the lead. What do we
take the lead?
What do we mean by that? Yeah,
that they talk about this Dodgers and Padres rivalry, right? And yeah, exactly. Every Dodger fan is like, rivalry.
What rivalry?
They're not the Giants.
That's little brother.
We have that's little cousin.
Yeah, that's little cousin. Yeah.
But we have rivalry with Orange, whether it's the Giants or the Astros, and sometimes even the Mets. We've had
some beef with them,
But the Padres, I feel like the Padres have definitely gotten the best of the Dodgers a few times, But I feel like a young franchise like that hasn't been around that long, like they got some seasoning to do, man. They they haven't made it to the playoffs enough to really be considered like
a rival,
contender, a rival for the Dodgers. But the Dodgers have multiple championships. The Giants have multiple championships. The Diamondbacks are also kind of a young team. The Rockies are also kind of a young team. So definitely younger than the Padres. But Yeah, if you're not wearing orange, like, sorry, man, but the Dodgers don't really care too much about you.
It's like you said, they're the talented. I mean, I'm not gonna dog them too much. They're super talented. They're the talented little cousin that keeps, that's nagging, but like they play up every time they play us. They get the World Series hangover when they beat us, and then they lose to like they get swept by the Rockies. Like it is what it is. Like,
yeah, it's kind of like the Dodgers getting swept by the Reds.
Yeah, that's true. But,
man,
that's true.
I had to bring it up, man. I had to.
It is what it is. Yeah.
All right. So Tony is saying about Harper, maybe it's Harper's neighborhood, and that's actually true too. I didn't even think about that.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Does he live in the Philadelphia area? I don't even think he lives there. He lives in Vegas. Isn't his home in Vegas?
He probably got a home somewhere, during the season.
Yeah, maybe.
Where does he live? Yeah, he's got to. I don't know.
He's probably has a few properties,
Yeah.
All right, and then Garrett says Padres are trash. Yeah, I completely agree. Let's see, Ernie's on. Driving on the 101, listening to RTV. Nice.
Hey.
I do not miss that highway at all, man. Oh, sorry. I'm living in this area too much that I say freaking highway.
The highway.
It's so funny. The highway. Yeah, the 101 freeway trying to get to Hollywood or the airport or whatever. I do not miss driving on that, dude. Not at all. All right, and then Garrett says Harper lives in Jersey, in the suburbs of Jersey. I did not know that. I knew he was from Las Vegas, so I wasn't really sure where he lived. But I guess Jersey's a little bit better place to raise a family than Las Vegas would be.
Yeah.
All right, so Ernie, he's just laughing. Yeah, good times, man. Good times. Thanks for joining in, Ernie. Thanks, Garrett and Tony, for joining in also.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
So we're at 46 minutes, and we already went through all of our stuff. Did you have anything else that you wanted to bring up? Anything that's kind of weighing on your mind in the last couple of weeks?
I know you were kind of talking about this is just for fun, but the Shohei Ohtani bobblehead thing.
Oh, yeah. Let me get that real quick.
Yeah, dude.
I was all looking at the videos. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
All right,
there it
so
is.
let me take off this comment real quick so that way we can see everything. All right, so this is on the left. We have the eBay current bids, on Shohei Ohtani's bobblehead that was given out last Monday. Look at this bottom one, dude. $500. Starting bid is $500, which it has no bids right now, I believe. Let me take off that banner. Yeah, it says 0 bids. And there's a few bids on the other ones, $248, $242, and $222.
Crazy, dude.
So check this out, though. On the bottom part, it says the first 40,000 fans will receive an item as a special surprise. 1,700 road gray jersey bobbleheads will randomly be mixed in the giveaway. So I'm wondering, this one that's $500, is that one of the gray ones? Because it's kind of weird. Like, I can't really tell because of like the angle of the picture. I don't know. It looks white-ish to me.
Yeah, I think it's a white one because I think the gray ones would say Los Angeles. Oh no, the gray ones say Dodgers.
Yeah, but you can't see the arms.
You can't really see it. Yeah.
I don't know, but still, dude. Like,
regardless, yeah.
This might be like, other than like historic bobbleheads, that are like super rare and stuff. Like, this might be one of the most expensive bobbleheads that's ever gone on eBay. Like,
for sure. I mean. And you know what? If I'm being honest, like, it totally makes sense. It's Ohtani. It's got the whole, Japanese,
See, that's the thing too. It's like you have Dodger fans that are buying this bobblehead. You got Angels fans that are buying this bobblehead. You have just baseball fans in general that are buying the bobblehead.
Yeah.
And you have all these Japanese fans that are trying to bid overseas. That's the whole point of putting it on eBay, so that way other countries have a chance to buy these bobbleheads too. And these bobbleheads are going to sell, man. Definitely. I personally would not sell mine, unless my whole family went.
Right, and that's where
have, one in the house.
That's what I was saying. I told my wife, I was like, dude, we screwed the pooch there. Like, we for sure could have gone. Like, even if it's just you and I, we just need one. We sell the other one. Boom. Good to go.
And you're $500 richer.
Yeah, dude, at least,
Bring the baby. The baby gets one too, man.
Bring them all. Yeah, let's go.
Dude, I really wish I lived in LA soon. Still, sometimes.
Yeah.
Just because of, stuff like that, like the giveaways. Yeah. They're doing the Yamamoto giveaway soon also. But
that's probably, it won't go for as much, but it'll still sell.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
I mean, all these bobbleheads, it's like I actually went to a game, myself and my 2 kids. We got the Bryce Harper bobblehead, which got it right here. If you can see.
Oh, that's super rad, dude.
There we go. So this one I took out of the box because this one's mine, but then my son's I actually have still in the box that's up there somewhere.
That's cool. That's smart. One of the things I was just going to bring up, make it quick and short. I know that I heard them on the other before talk about like their surprises of the season so far and good or bad. And I was just thinking, what was your opinion? Like, who are some of the teams maybe in on each side type of thing that are your surprises, good or bad? Because I know we kind of talked before, like what our World Series predictions were. I don't even remember what we had said, but I don't think they're what we are saying now. So
I think the biggest surprise to me, other than how well the Phillies are doing, because I knew the Phillies were going to do good. I didn't think they were going to be this good. But the biggest surprise to me is how bad the Astros were.
Yeah, that's a big negative one
season,
for
dude.
sure.
It's like the Rangers, they have the World Series hangover, and whether you believe in it or not, I completely believe in that.
For sure,
I think that any team that makes it to the World Series, they have another month of baseball more than 26 other teams. So
recover,
there's a lot of recovery time that other teams get versus these teams, and it's like when you go to the World Series, you're playing hard, you're playing 110% every single game, and I think that was kind of expected from the Rangers, but because the Astros have been like the powerhouse of the AL West and they were in last place for a while, like I haven't
where are they at now?
Yet
They're in third now, but still,
man, it's
2 games ahead of the A's.
Yeah, so they should be, first or second between the Rangers and the Astros. Those should be second, and then Seattle should be a close third because Seattle's really good too. They have
the pitching. Yeah,
that's the thing is they have the pitching. They don't really have the bats. They have a few good bats in the lineup, but who's the veteran presence in Seattle?
No one yet. They'll trade for someone, I think, if they're in it, which is good for them. But they don't have that.
I feel like they need someone to kind of guide Julio Rodriguez. You were mentioning Julio Rodriguez struggles this season, and he's kind of always struggled in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, for sure.
He's starting to hit his stride. He went 2 for 4 with a stolen base today.
Oh yeah, and starting to warm up. So I think that takes a big part of it. But I agree, they need a veteran guy who can kind of like coach them through these struggles and be like, hey, especially maybe someone who kind of has similar background, like. Where they're used to the warmer months, and since maybe they start slow when it's cold or whatever. But so Seattle, I think they were one of my choices to make it to the World Series just because of their pitching. I figured if their pitching was good, they would maybe trade for a bat, at least one in the deadline, and that would help them. But my biggest surprise, I would say, are the Royals, dude. The Royals are right there in it. Their pitching staff looks solid. I mean, they don't have anyone that's they don't have like the big name guys really, other than Cole Reagans maybe. But even
that's the thing. It's like if you're not really into like fantasy baseball, you don't really know guys like Cole Reagans and Drake Jr. and Seth Lugo. Like the 1, 2, 3 piece that they have, because the Royals are not really like a big market team, and they're not really surrounded by the media like all these other teams are, like the powerhouses are, especially when you're in the Central. I feel like the Central kind of just like gets neglected in the journalism world.
Yeah, and everything,
Yeah,
sure.
So that's the thing with them. All right, so we have a comment. Let's say he said, Oscar Zavala says, "Hi, I'm from Puerto Rico." Nice,
dude.
Show, man.
Puerto Rico.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for tuning in.
Says, Will, what do you think about the LA Dodgers losing streak? I mean, we kind of touched about this a little bit earlier, but I think that the 1, 2, 3 in the Dodgers lineup, they produce. They've been producing. Freddie Freeman has had up and down kind of struggles, but Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts are number 1 and number 2 in the National League MVP race right now. I don't really see anyone else in the National League that could actually even like hold a candle to these guys, either one of them, and it's really just going to be, I think because Ohtani's not pitching this season, I think I got to give it to Mookie Betts because Ohtani's only hitting, unless Ohtani hits 60 home runs.
Yeah, he goes crazy. Yeah, he's got to go crazy.
Then it's like
high average and everything. Yeah,
the same reason why Aaron Judge won the MVP over Ohtani a couple seasons ago.
Right.
Because if you hit 60 home runs, you're in a class all of your own.
Yep.
Just like Acuña last year with the 70 stolen bases and 40 home runs, like you're in a class of your own.
Yeah. I think also with the Dodgers, I mean, and like I said earlier, this is the time to kind of go through some struggles. Our pitching staff isn't completely healthy. We have, some of the, it's Gavin Stone, who's been pitching well. Don't get me wrong, but he's been playing for us. Paxton, who's been up and down, pitching a little better recently. The bullpen, I feel like, is a little bit unreliable, but no Evan Phillips, so that kind of
But dude, Blake Trinan has been amazing,
right?
Dude.
And so imagine when Phillips is back and you got Trinan, Hudson, and Phillips, that's going to help out a lot. Bobby Miller had a first rehab start today in at the Quakes, which is like 5 minutes from my house. I should have gone.
Nice.
Didn't go. But he was up to 55 pitches. He'll be back in a couple weeks, a week and a half or two maybe. So that's going to help.
Dustin May actually might be back before the end of the season too.
And that's good. And then you get Kershaw back, which Kershaw for a good.
I can't wait for that, man. I've been holding him in my IL slot in my fantasy league since a month ago.
We've been getting half a season of Kershaw for a long time, and only this time it's going to maybe be the back half, which is going to be fantastic. So, Phillies fans, I'm not taking anything away from you guys, but you guys are healthy right now. So we're not for full strength, both of us. We'll see what's up.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers, what's kind of going on with their pitching staff right now, at least their starting pitching, is Yamamoto is getting used to the ball over here.
Yeah, that's huge too. Yeah.
The ball that he's used to is a little bit smaller than the Major League Baseball ball, right? You have Walker Buehler, who's coming off of Tommy John surgery.
Yeah,
and it's going to take him a little bit to kind of like get into his groove too. And then you have Gavin Stone, that's a rookie, and rookies have their struggles. Tyler Glass now, he made was it 20 starts last season?
Yeah, not a lot.
20 starts. So that was the highest of his career. And he might just be a little bit fatigued, because he's never pitched that much before. So I think it's just going to take a little bit of time. But I think by the All-Star break, the Dodgers are going to look like a completely different team.
Right. And don't be surprised to see a 6-man rotation to be able to give Glasnow a little bit extra rest, and Kershaw once he's back. Yeah, all of them that rest, which is fantastic. And the losing streak right now, it sucks to see, especially because of the payroll and everything. So everyone's going to be talking, they're going to be chirping the whole time. But we're not even in June yet, so this is the time to get some struggles.
This is the thing, though. The Padres are also struggling.
Yeah,
and there's no one else in the National League West that is even kind of good right now. Like the Diamondbacks or whatever. The Rockies are, they had a hot streak, but they're whatever.
The Giants are destroyed, hurt too, and they're just whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So the Dodgers are still the first in the National League West. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I don't really see any other team that's going to take it away from them, from the other 4 teams that are in the National League West. So as long as the Dodgers stay on top in that division and then make it to the National League Division Series,
we'll be all right.
That's where we're really going to see like the potential of what the Dodgers actually have this season, and you don't have Ohtani pitching this year. So that's kind of like a little downer too, but you are going to get 40 home runs from him, with 100 runs and 100 RBI.
And a 300-plus average, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Plus Mookie Betts, he had a career high in home runs last season, and he's probably going to get close to that again this season. He's already at, 12 home runs this season? And
and not to mention, we're still figuring out the whole second base shortstop situation. Muncie's hurt, so we have, Kike or Rojas playing every day. So, and again, Phillies have Trey Turner hurt, so I'm not trying to take anything away from them. Like, they're killing it too. Obviously, that's who we're comparing to right now because they're at the top. But I think
the biggest thing with the Phillies lineup is every single one of those guys is producing, whereas the bottom half of the Dodgers lineup is just not producing. They're not doing anything. And Max Muncie's on the IL right now, which is another 35 home runs that we're not seeing any of that type of production right now either from the middle of the lineup. And
it makes the bottom 4 bad instead of the bottom 3. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So you're slotting in guys like Kike Hernandez on a daily basis, who is supposed to be a platoon player, know, and
Rojas,
he's playing a good third base though. Yeah. Defensively, I'd much rather have Kike than Muncie at third.
I agree.
But Bat wise, I'd much rather have Muncy's bat in the lineup than Kike's. You know, I think Kike's batting like 206, which is about what Muncy bats also. But you get
the bombs.
Gonna hit what 20 home runs versus
and Muncy's gonna walk more. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Muncy gets on base a lot.
Yeah.
Good plate discipline.
Definitely.
All right, guys. Well, we are at the 1 hour mark, and I think this was a pretty good show. We covered a lot of different subjects, had a lot of good videos for you guys to watch. I appreciate everyone that was in the comments today. And before we sign off, I do have to show something.
Yeah.
All right.
Bring it up.
Today's episode is sponsored by Rival Fantasy, your all-in-one sports fantasy platform. Make sure to check out rivalfantasy.com or download the Rival Fantasy app using code RealTalkBaseball. Fantasy baseball is what our Thursday show is all about, and Rival Fantasy's unique sports betting platform includes best ball, fantasy bingo, daily and weekly drafts, and daily challenges. And when you use the code RealTalkBaseball, Rival Fantasy will match your first deposit up to $200.
I use this all the time. It's so fun, guys. The daily best balls, the challenges. It's super cool. Get on it. Give it a shot. If you hate it, whatever. If you love it, then gamble responsibly. But it's really fun. It's
they actually just updated like their challenges also. So
I need to look into it.
User friendly.
Yeah, it's cool. Love it.
Yeah, I love it. All right, guys. Before we log off, make sure you like and subscribe this video and scan that QR code in the top right corner. It'll take you to all of our social medias, like, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. And thanks a lot. And we'll be back next Thursday for our Real Talk Fantasy Baseball episode.
Yeah.
For Kevmo and myself, Will Power, this was Real Talk Baseball signing out.
Let's go. Later, boys.